Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jay. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to discuss Lei Wulong and why I feel like he is bottom tier, the one of the most bottom tier characters, if not the worst in the game. He might not be the worst in the game. I wouldn't say he's the worst in the game, but he is quite low. And I'm also going to compare him to Xiao Yu, who is another character that I play. And I thought they would have been really interesting to compare because they are both very trickster based characters, and very reliant on setups and things like that. And as a consequence of that, the developers have kind of made their fundamental toolkit and core gameplay a little bit lacking compared to most other characters in the game. A few months ago, I made a video about Xiao Yu, pretty much saying that she sucked. My thoughts have since changed since then. I still do not think Xiao Yu is S tier or A tier, or even, I'm not sure about B tier. I think on a tier list, I would put Xiao Yu. I wouldn't put Xiao Yu at low tier. I would put her at, either lower mid or just regular mid at most. The character, I did discover that Xiao Yu is quite good. She's better than I gave her credit for, but still lacking in a lot of areas. But as far as this guy is definitely, I would say, low tier, and I'm going to explain why. So I want to start off with just some of his frame data, I guess. So, well, let's start off with like some of the punishers. So one thing that the main thing that this character has a problem with, in my opinion, is that he is too reliant on the opponent not knowing the matchup, because his frame data and his just like his I guess a lot of his moves just have so many weaknesses. Like for instance, like he has a 10 frame while standing punish, which is while standing 3, 10 frames, and it takes a good bit of damage, but it's launch punishable on block. Now, granted, a lot of people do not know this, so I don't think I've ever been launch punished from this move. But just the frames in itself, like that just shows you how this guy is really unsafe. Like he is the definition of a coin toss 50-50 character. Like very high risk, high reward. Or no, I would say high risk, mediocre reward actually. So as far as his punishers go, I feel like, and this is where I'm going to get to his biggest weaknesses. He lacks a good Okizeme, and he also lacks really good knockdown punishers. Like I think knockdown punishers, or just knockdown moves in general that are relatively quick. So his 10 frame is just like 1-2 or 1-1. Um, Average compared to most characters, but when combined that he when you think about the fact that a lot of his moves are very unsafe and risky, it's not, it doesn't help that his 10 frames are just average, especially when you compare him to a character like Jin Kazuma, whose 10 frame is 10-4, which knocks you on your ass. Or, and Jin also has other 10 frame moves that are that are safer than 1-4, I believe, because 1-4 can be ducked on the second hit. But or characters like Kazuya, who has a 10 frame that can knock you on your ass. Same with Heihachi, I think Devil Jin, so those Mishima characters, and insert any other character who has a 10 frame that can, knock you down. His 12 frame Punisher is down forward 2. This is one of them. He also has he also has forward 2, 4. Second hit can be ducked for a launch punish. And down forward 2 is, it's a nice poke. It's it's a okay poke, but it's not great. The damage on it is not too good. I think it's only 15 damage, I believe. Um, and neither of these knock down. So I'm going to compare this to Xiao Yu's 12 frame punish, which is forward 1+2, which is the move which I will show you later. But it's basically her 12 frame punish that knocks down. Lay's doesn't do that. Now he does get a back turn mix up if you do not duck the second, like if the opponent does not duck the second hit. So he can do quite a few things. He could do, a low, which is -11. He could do this low, which is kind of safe, but it could be low parried into a combo. He also has 4-1. Second hit could be ducked and launch, which sucks. Um, what else? He could just do a negative. He could just do a 3 or a down 3 into a 4-4, which is actually a pretty decent option. But yeah, that. But it's just you take a big risk in hoping that the opponent does not duck the second hit, because if they do, they can launch that. His 13 frame punish. I think he probably has the worst 13 frame punish in the game, or like bottom 10 for the worst 13 frame punish. That is down 1-1. Now, granted, it is the second hit is safe. Like, well, both hits are safe. You can add an extension, an extra 1, which is -10. But the reason why I say that this 13 frame, sorry, this 13 frame punish down forward 1-1 is bad is because the damage on it is not that good. So let me take it off of, well, before I take off the frame data. The damage is not that great, and it does not knock down. And most characters, 13 frame punishers knock down. If they do not knock down, they may have a 12 frame punish that knocks down, or even a 14 frame punish that knocks down. So, for example, Julia's 13 frame punish down forward 3, 1+2, that knocks down. Jin's what is Jin's? Jin's 13 frame punish is down forward 1-4, which does not knock down. But like I said with Jin, he has a knockdown 10 frame and 12 frame punish. Jin's 12 frame is 1+2, and I believe that knocks down. If not, I think it at least gives pushback. I can't remember if it knocks down or not, but I know it's a really good 12 frame punish. And Xiaoyu's 12 frame punish knocks down. Who else do I know about 12 frame punish? And it's not always just about knocking down, just giving you some good damage as well. And that's something that this character has trouble with as well. His damage is kind of lackluster compared to most of the cast. His 14 frame punish, 3-3. Second hit is a low that can be low parried or just blocked, and it's not safe. Now, granted, he could get some mix-ups, but like I said, they are very high risk. His 15 frame punish is probably his best punish. I will give credit where credit is due. This is his best punish because it is safe. It's a good keep out tool. You could do it with you can use it with his little haha step to whiff punish things. This is pretty good, but there's always a character that could do something better than him. Paul's down forward 2 is way better. Has more range. I think it might have a faster recovery. I'm not too sure about that, but range in itself is good for Paul compared to Lei. I mean, Lei's isn't terrible, but Paul's is better, and there might be other characters that have better 15 frame punishes as well. 16 frame punish, 4-3-1. Second hit could be duck for launch punish, so keep that in mind. This is just okay in my opinion. A lot of character 16 frame punishers are better. So for example, Julia's 16 frame punish, I believe her 16 frame punish is down 1+2, which has great range and knocks down. Let me just fact check that because let me just see if that's Julia's 16 frame punish. I believe it's down 1+2. Just checking, just want to make sure. I don't want to just throw things out there. Oh, this website is so slow. I'm looking. We're going to figure this out, you guys. Yeah. Her Julia's 16 frame punish is down 1+2 for 27 damage. So I'm going to take my opponent off of guarding, and I'm going to let you guys see some of the damage on his punishers and stuff, and just some of his moves and why I think it's kind of lackluster. But before I do that, I wanted to just show some really bad frames that he has. So for a wild standing punish, which he has a 10 frame wild standing punish, which is wild standing 3, which takes a decent amount of damage, but is launch punishable. Also, his correct me if I'm wrong, other lay mains, but I think his quickest, most efficient knockdown move is Rave Spin, and that's very unsafe. Um, his, you know, his little back sweep right there, that's unsafe. Um, what are other really unsafe moves that he has? Oh, Rave Spin. If you do all four hits, that's negative 14. A lot of characters can knock you down for that. Animal Stance. Okay, so his 2-2. Okay, so Snake 2-2-2. The last low is negative 17, which is launch punishable. Snake 1-1-1-1. I mean, that's high. That can be easily ducked. Let's see. Tiger Stance. Sorry, let's see Panther. That's unsafe. And Panther, that's Panther 2. Panther 1 is also unsafe and kind of lackluster. I want to get into Tiger. Hold up. Let me get into Tiger, you guys. Sorry. The second hit is a high. You can duck and launch that. This is his Tiger Stance. Oh, Tiger Stance. Okay, so yeah, 2-2. Second hit, you can duck and launch that. What else? Sorry, you guys. This is another thing about Lei. He's very. You gotta be good with your fingers. Okay, Tiger Stance. The little sweep. That's clearly unsafe. Sorry. What else does he have? This. Now that's pretty good, but it's kind of slow. That's in Tiger Stance. That's Tiger 1+2. But yeah, just to sum it all up with his animal stances, like a lot of his animal stance moves, I mean, they can give you a pretty decent reward, but a lot of them are very unsafe or duckable, or they just aren't. He doesn't really have many great moves in his animal stance. Another thing is his Okizeme. I feel like he has one of the worst. Like if the opponent is just laying down, let me see. Opponent, how do you make them just lay down on the ground? Can I even do that? Cut stand guard, and approach, crouch, guard, follow, crouch and follow, jump, neutral guard, controller, mimic. Can I just make it sit on the ground? I'm not sure. Let's just take off the frame data for now. Not the frame data. I'm sorry. Let's take off the guard for now. Just make him just stand. Okay, so like I said, here's like his 13 frame punish. That's 25 damage, which is okay. His 10 frame damage. Now, if you compare this to a character like King's, I think King's 10 frame punish, I think he has a variation that could give him 23 damage points, I think. But yeah, his staple combos are not that damaging. This is his main staple combo. Sorry, it gives you 65 damage. 62. I'm sorry, 62 damage, which is not that great. You know, he could get good damage from his forward neutral 4-1 into Tiger, and then Tiger 4, which is a sweep, and then so let me just show you guys. Oh. Well, that would give you about 60 something too. He does have another variation that gives you something else, I think like in the 60s, but with that combined with this string, this is like 30 by itself, and then you do this into combo, you could get some decent damage from that, but that's assuming that, you know, the opponent does not block your low, or does not, you know, that's assuming that you could get that. What else about this character? Oh yeah, his Okizeme. He doesn't have many moves to hit the characters on when the character is just sitting there. So if your opponent is just laying on the ground, the best that he has is down 3, which is only 10 damage, and Doesn't have the best range. He has down 4, which has poor tracking. I'm sorry. Down 4. Down. This is down 4. This is down 4, which is pretty bad damage. Um, Pretty bad range. He has down 3, which is relatively slow and also poor tracking. Like this move is not as reliable depending on. It depends on how the opponent is laying down. Like this move does not hit all the time on opponents. This is more reliable to get a hit. Now it can go into Snake, but like I said, his options in Snake, they are high risk, mediocre reward. What else about this character? Oh yeah. So yeah, that's like the main thing he has when like the opponent is just sitting there. Like you could do, if I'm doing like Rave Spin, I see the opponent is grounded. I could have this option, but depending if the opponent tech rolls, that is not guaranteed. This is not consistent. So I'm going to compare this to somebody like Xiao Yu or like Julia. Let me just switch a character. So yeah, so basically before I switch to them, Lei does not have good Okizeme. Like his best Okizeme, as far as like hitting the opponent with the opponent just sitting there, is like down 4. You could do a mid. This is a good ender, by the way. But he has Snake. This can't. Like I said, the last hit is not punishable. But yeah, you could do this. But that's not always reliable either. And only the first 2 are somewhat guaranteed if the opponent's just sitting there. You could go into stance from that. But yeah, so he doesn't have a lot of good options. So compare that to a character like the Mishimas, especially Kazuya, who just has all of these Okizeme stuff, like the Hell Sweep, into just so many different mix-ups that keep the opponent on the ground. I'm going to go to Xiao Yu and just compare her a little bit. So what Xiao Yu has, so her 12 frame, like I said, it knocks down. As far as Okizeme, when the opponent's grounded, you have this. This is a great move. 23 damage when the opponent is on the ground. Another move you could do when the opponent is on the ground, you can do like a down 3. You could do this, down, back, down 4. Is this, sorry, down, back 4, which I believe knocks down on counter hit. Yeah. And could possibly combo maybe. But yeah, she has a lot of Okizeme options. She has sidestep 3, sidestep sidestep 4, sidestep 3. Like I said, this move is 4 tilde 3. So just roll your finger on 4 and 3. She has down back 2. She has a lot more better Okizeme. Oh, you can't forget this. This, like if the opponent is on the ground and trying to get up, you could get a full combo from this. That is back turn down 4. If you want to be a little bit safer, just do back turn down 3. But yeah, this move is a really great Okizeme. You could just keep using it consistently. And the opponent trying to press, you get a full combo. So this is something that Xiao Yu has that Lei does not have. And that most characters actually have. Like it's very, like when you have with Lei, once if you're playing against Lei, if you need a break from all his gimmicks, just lay on the ground. He's going to really struggle. Another character that has great Okizeme is Julia. Like hitting just the opponent grounded. Now Lei's Okizeme, like he has some things like for like get up options, but they depend on being in stance position and they're just not consistent. So like if the opponent is on the ground, you could go into Panther, and as they wake up, you could do like Panther 2 to give them a full launch, but that's not always guaranteed or consistent though. And it depends on how the character gets up and what if the character does not get up, So you want to have something that's really, you really want to have something that can hit the opponent when they're grounded. So Julia has forward 3, which is a 12 frame move, but treat it more like a 14 frame because it has like an input delay. But this can hit the opponent grounded. This, I don't think this is as reliable, but forward 2, that can hit the opponent grounded. She also has 1+4. That could give you like a little sweep. Sidestep 4, down 3. What else does she have? Stomp, another forward 3. Down 1+2 if they're trying to get up. Shotgun. So you guys get what I'm going with this. Is like compared to other characters in the game, Lay's his his Okizumi and just the lack of having a really strong mid that could just knock the opponent down and get the opponent away from you for a minute. Those are his biggest weaknesses, along with his terrible frames, as well as his what else? Everything just could be being ducked, and just so many unsafe options, as well as below average combo damage. Like that's what Lei really struggled with, in my opinion, and why I feel like he's one of the worst characters in the game. Because and also his range is not the best either. He just suffers from so much. Like once you really know the matchup with Lei and just know all of his tricks, he is very, very bad. Um, yeah, his so oh, this is another thing. This is his so-called evasive move. This is back to four. Second hit, you can duck and launch. On the ground, like a lot of his options on the ground are very unsafe. So you can do the sweep. That's unsafe on block. That is unsafe on block. So is that's unsafe. I believe. Wait. What is it I'm looking for? It's it's some move I'm trying to do. It's when you're going to drunken. Okay, drunken back. Oh, this is so hard. That is also unsafe. So yeah, it's just he's just a very unsafe character, and the reward that you get is very lackluster. And his fundamental toolkit is just very weak. Like his punishers are very weak compared to most characters in the game. Like what else? Duck and launch him, punish him. This I can't believe that this is launch punishable. His 10 frame while sitting 3. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Lei Wulong. He doesn't have much of a throw game. You have characters like King who have a good throw game. Julia has a great throw game. Harong has a great throw game. Jin has a good throw game. Paul has a good throw game. He doesn't have many moves that leave him in plus frame advantage. So although some of his animal stances can kind of have like an automatic parry built in, or can block certain mids or whatever, he doesn't have anything that just keeps him like into plus, or that can keep like he doesn't have many frame traps, is what I'm trying to say. Like this dude right here on the left, Harong, has an infinite amount of frame traps. So does what's his name? Brian has so many frame traps. Who else? Insert any other character. You guys know what I'm talking about. Steve, very safe, lots of frame traps. And just a good counter hit game. That's another thing. Lei does not have a great counter hit game. His counter hit game is kind of lackluster. Am I missing anything else? I think I pretty much made my point of why I feel that Lei is bottom tier. It's just, like I said, he really needs just. I think if I was a developer, I would just give him just a quick knockdown mid, maybe like a 12 frame knockdown mid, or a 13 frame, just something, because it's like in this game, every character has like a quick punisher that just knocks you down and gets the opponent out your face. Law does, Lily does, Julia does, Xiaoyu does, Jin does, King does. I'm pretty sure King probably does. Does Harong do? Harong actually might not have a quick knockdown mid, does he? He has double claymore, but that's not really quick, but it is a shielded or armored move. But Harong has so much other good stuff and great damage and great throw games, so no comparison there. So yeah, this is what Lei suffers with. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree, or if there's anything that I miss. I'm sure I'll probably miss something. I never list everything I want to mention, but this is the gist of why I think Lei is bad. And it's also, like I said, I think another big thing he suffers from, like I said, is just when the opponent, his Okizumi, when the opponent is on the ground, Lei's options are very limited, and there's not many things that are guaranteed on the ground. Like for instance, Harong, his Okizumi on the ground, he could do forward forward 3, or he could do back 3, which keeps just hitting the opponent grounded, or it can also launch punish, or well, launch if the opponent tries to get up. Um, you know, so that's the video. I don't want to like a broken record here. Lei is bottom tier, but I love him anyway. But man, sometimes it can be very, very frustrating fighting with this character sometimes. But thanks for watching. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.